Hyprland, an amazing compositor that has experienced tremendous growth since its creation last year. However, since it is based on Wayland, some long-time X users have been hesitant to try it out. Today, we shall take a look at a simple and straightforward Nixos Hyprland setup that includes all the necessary components for a seamless transition. So yes, unlike all the standard window managers like BSPVM, i3, Awesome or DVM, Hyprland is actually a Wayland protocol-based compositor, which means that it doesn't rely on the X server. There are some advantages and disadvantages to it right now, but undeniably, Wayland is the future. So let's begin the setup with enabling Hyprland itself. If you have a non-NVIDIA system, all you have to do is enable this option. Yes, this is it, only one line. On NVIDIA, however, you also want to enable special patches, those two environment variables, and a couple of hardware options. VLR, no hardware cursors, disables hardware cursors. You might not need this option, but on my work machine, for example, mouse cursor becomes invisible without it. Just check how it works for you. This Nixos Ozone VL here hints your Electron apps like Discord to use Wayland. It should help you if you see a black screen in those. OpenGL obviously enables OpenGL, and NVIDIA mode setting is required by most Wayland compositors on Nixos. If you plan on running any X applications, which you probably do, also enable this option here. After rebuild and restart, you should have your Hyprland available in Display Manager. But don't do it just yet. Hyprland is feature rich, but you probably want some additional software with it, like a bar for example. Two standard choices for Hyprland are Waybar, if you want something that works out of the box and is quite customizable, and Elkavar's Wacky Widgets, if you want to have a completely DIY solution. We're gonna go with the first one, because Elkavar's Wacky Widgets would require its own video just to get started with the basics. Adding pkgs.waybar to your system packages should do, but to have workspaces displayed correctly on Hyprland, you also want to add a special override of attributes. Now you might not need this step depending on when you are watching this video, but adding it won't do any harm anyway. Some other useful software pieces that you definitely want to have with Hyprland are a notification daemon, like dunst or mako. X users should be familiar with the first one, and second one is pure Wayland. We will take a closer look at one of them later in the video. They depend on libnotify, so add that to your packages too. Desktop portals, which handle your desktop programs' interactions between each other, screen sharing, link opening, file opening, and such. As an example, I've added xdg.portal.gtk, but you could choose from any other one available in Nix packages. These options right here, which enable your sound. If you've recently installed NixOS, you should have them enabled by default. Pipewire is also used on Wayland for screen sharing. One of these wallpaper daemons. They all are great and have unique features, but we're gonna take a closer look at SWWW. As a confident terminal user, you also want to have a great terminal emulator. I've compiled a small list of my favorite ones, but you should choose the one that suits your workflow the best. Kitty is listed first here, because that's what Hyprland has set as a default with standard config. So unless you have a ready config, just put it there and remove later. And of course an app launcher. dmenu is not available on Wayland, but all the cool guys are using Rofi anyway. Rofi Wayland is the Wayland compatible Rofi package, or you can choose Wofi, which is the GTK Rofi version. Hyprland Wiki also suggests you try out dmenu, Fuzzle or Tofi, which are all available in Nix packages. Don't forget to add your favorite browser, text editor, messaging apps, and that should suffice for our first boot. This is what you're gonna see after booting up your Hyprland desktop for the first time. At the top, Hyprland will suggest you to edit its configuration file, so let's do exactly that. Like I mentioned previously, by default Hyprland assumes that you are using Kitty, so let's open it by pressing super plus Q. Navigate to your .config/hyper directory, where you will see the hyprland.conf file. Edit it with your favorite text editor. To remove the nasty message, we need to comment this auto-generated line. If you scroll down, you can also see all of your key bindings listed here. To launch your application without opening a terminal, we're gonna add Rofi here, like this. You can edit other options to your liking, the configuration is really not that difficult, However, if you'd like me to create an advanced Hyprland configuration tutorial, please let me know in the comment section. But now, we want to actually make use of our other software. Let's begin by adding this line at the bottom of our Hyprland configuration file. It will call a bash script on startup, so we can put all of the stuff there. Use touch command to create a file. You can also call it any other name you want, but don't forget to chmod it so it is executable. Here's what the file should look like. We are initializing wallpaper daemon and later setting the image to any path on your system. I've also included network manager applet, which is this handy thing right here. Waybar and dunst are also here. I've added ampersands to the end of each line to make them non-blocking. Make sure to also have /user/bin/env bash here, because Nixos doesn't have bash available in /bin directory. Doing this is also a great practice on any other distro. Now, restart Hyprland by pressing Super M or reboot your system. This is how your newly acquired bar should look like. Take some time to customize it, all of the documentation is available on the internet. But if you want to see an advanced Waybar configuration video, please let me know. Here, you can also see the command to make screenshots on your Wayland desktop. Now all of the basic stuff is set up, all that's left is to tweak everything to your liking. As you can see, setting it up on Nixos is extremely easy, and you don't risk to break your system by replacing some important component, because you can always roll back. My advice is to leave your leftover desktop environment option set to true for now, because if you are not sure which software you are going to need, it will probably be there already. And now, my favorite part of the video, the one where I tell you how thankful I am and mention the subscription thing. This time, I also want to tell you about the Discord server, which I'm going to make as soon as we hit 1000 subscribers. That's not an unbeatable goal, I think, but more of a reason for me to delay it a bit, because I'm constantly busy. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and expect more videos about Linux and Nix. Thank you again for watching, and see you.